Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Abrazo Football Podcast. This may or may not be our last episode of the year. We might end on a high note. We probably won't, but ending on a very high note for, half of the operation. We got Brooks in Switzerland this time and, me back at home. And Brooks, let's just get straight into it. They played the final yesterday, Argentina versus France. Obviously, your team won. How are you feeling? Congratulations. Also.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So I appreciate that. It was a very stressful 120 plus penalty kick minutes. It was like, the first half, it was like smooth sailing. I was crying, tears of happiness. Di Maria scores, Messi scores. I'm like, man, this is really going well. But then you always know, like, going into the halftime, you're like, okay, so obviously France is going to come out. Because France didn't look at all like they wanted to be there for the first. They were just like, whatever, this is fine.
They looked like they didn't forgot how to play.
Yeah, the midfield was trash. The defense was trash. Mbappe had, like, one touch in the first half. So, yeah, then they came out firing. Even they had most of the possession, and it was pretty much always in Argentina's half for the first... or the duration of the second half for the most part. And then obviously took a minute to score 2 goals. I'm like, geez, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. It's like every emotion happened. So, obviously, like, penalty kick to Mbappe, fine, whatever, he scores it. Then he has that incredible goal. I was like, had it not been for Richarlison, that could be like contention for goal of the tournament, And then this dude scores another penalty in extra time. I'm like, dude, this is every single emotion.
118th, But then Messi also got the right-footed deflection, right, to give you guys the go-ahead goal.
Yeah, before that,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a stressful game.
It was a stress. You felt every emotion. Like, we are amazing, kings of the world right now. And then you're like, this is trash. We're not even going to make it past. We're going to literally give up another 2-goal lead and then lose this. And then I don't know. Like, Grace was in here. We were on the bed yelling, screaming, crying, jumping on the bed, jumping everywhere. Like, it was literally every single emotion. So at the end of the day, it couldn't have ended any better. Messi, we think he gets the winning goal, but then it goes into penalties. Penalties are stressful AF. Emi Martinez saves the show again, like he did in the Copa.
It was two saves, right? He made 2 saves and there was a miss, right?
Yeah. So, Argentina knows what they're doing when it comes to those extra time games and penalties. So, I just didn't need that in my life. I didn't need that extra stress. Didn't need those years taken off of my life. The hair loss, all of that was just as unnecessary.
But they say it was the best final in the history of the World Cup.
I think it has to be, right? You were somewhat neutral, or as a somewhat neutral, what did you think?
It was an entertaining. I thought it was. I think as far as finals go, I can't think. I can think of maybe 1 or 2 finals that come close, but they weren't in the World Cup. They weren't World Cup finals. Right. So, I would say it's probably number 1. I would say it's probably I can't think of anything that was more, because they have 2 goals up in a team that, let's just say the whole world was behind, and then they have 2 goals from another team that people thought would get knocked out in the group stage because of the World Cup curse, not because the team's worse, just because it happened to every other team thus far. Then extra time, go ahead goal on one side, in the first half, then the second half extra time, the equalizer, then like so many opportunities, like Lautaro Martinez, God bless him, I don't know why he can't score in the World Cup.
He's the new Kun. He can score for club, but he can't score for country.
Shout out Kun, by the way.
Yeah, throwing on a jersey.
I wish they would have just they should have just let him run out for like the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, they should have named him in the squad, put him, had him, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
They should have, man, because he had the jersey on, dude. Wasn't he was training with the team the day before? He was like, I'm here. Like, he's like, yo, I know you guys don't know this, but I'm on the team right now. I'm on the team.
No, I was about to Google, like, is Kun named in the squad right now? Because this dude is acting like he's won it also.
Nah, dude. I mean, which I get it. You know, I'll be honest. I was happy to see that. You know, man, he's been through a lot.
Yeah.
I guess I know he was close with Nico Otamendi because they both played for City and they were the only Argentines that lived in Manchester. So I mean, but what isn't he like Messi's kid's godfather?
Yeah. No, they're super close to Messi. Yeah, he's the godfather. Or Messi's the godfather.
Like best friend. Or is it the other way
vice versa? I don't remember. Yeah, best friends. Like, they always room together. They've been together since the beginning. So, yeah, it was really cool to see it. I was still just like, wait a minute. This dude threw on a jersey. I think he had an Otamendi jersey on because it was number 19.
It was the Nico.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Nico Otamendi. But I was like, maybe he was just like, Nico needs me right now to make sure he doesn't lose his head and give up, get a red card or something. So I'm going to like put my support against the player that needs the support. He's like, Messi doesn't need the support. Nico needs the support.
Yeah, that was amazing to see that. But also, like, you kind of brought this up a bit. Shout out to France for basically breaking that World Cup curse because they went on a run nobody really expected them to do. But when you watch them, you're like, oh no, this is one of the, if not the best team in the world. It's one of the best teams in the world right now, and the youngest
France?
too. Yeah, France.
And they didn't look like it in the final, though. What the final looked like was Messi.
Yeah, like Mbappe.
It looked like Mbappe versus Argentina.
Yeah.
Like, no one else on your team could even score a goal. No one could score a goal because I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention is I also thought it was really cool. Like, Di Maria hadn't played a lot in the tournament, but obviously everybody knows he's good. So I think it was cool how they're like, okay, now that we've made it to the final, like, you're going to get your start and play, as much as you physically can.
Yeah.
And he obviously he got the goal. And I mean, he drew the pin that got
let's just be honest.
Goal.
He tore up the entire left-hand side. Dembele couldn't hang. Jules Koundé couldn't hang with a 30-plus-year-old man who's like, I know that we kind of talked about this when what's his name won Champions League and the goal, Thibaut Courtois, like, put some respect on my name. Hands down, the world needs to put respect on Di Maria's name. He's scored in the final of every single international championship that Argentina's ever been to. I mean, from like gold Olympics to Copa to this, like, he's
and the ones that they've won,
and the ones that
yeah. I mean, and for me it was a no-brainer. I was like before I saw the lineup, I was like, Di Maria. I mean, he's old and he can't run like he used to, but in a game that matters
like this,
like this game, like he can give you 2015 Real Madrid Di Maria for an hour, like
for 60 minutes exactly.
Even if it kills him, he can do that for an hour. Like, this might be the last game he plays as a pro because he ruptures an Achilles, but he will give you everything he has for this first 60 minutes. And so I thought that was really cool, and I'm really glad that he was able to, I guess, deliver on that and like make good on also I mean, you might also say that he has won everything there is to win.
He has. He's won everything that you can possibly win. Yeah. So he definitely. I don't think.
So
I
shout
don't
out
think
to the
Holy
respect,
but definitely. I'm trying to tell Grace we're gonna name our kid Angel. She's like, no, we're not.
Angel Guerrero. That's hilarious.
Got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, Angel Guerrero. AG. Call him AG for sure.
AG.
Yeah.
But anyway, obviously I love Messi, but like, Di Maria has my heart. Like, for his story too, I just feel like this is not the time to talk about this, but everybody talks about how the Brazilians grow up poor with no shoes. Like, this dude worked in the mines when he was 4, 6, 7, 8 with his parents, bringing home money. His like house was full of like coal mine dust. He had no shoes. He could this dude has made it to the top. Super humble. I'm just really happy that he was able to play and score in it. So, and tear up that left-hand defense. It was just a different game once Acuna came in. I mean, Acuna's not bad, but that left-hand side of France,
Acuna was getting exposed.
He was getting mad exposed.
he was getting exposed, and that's it's not his fault. He's just he's a different player. He's more defensive, but what can I say? I'm just happy. I'm just happy for Di Maria. And obviously Messi. A lot of stress, a lot of pressure. I will say what I am most confused about is you've come this far. And this is what I wanted to get your take on. And,
okay.
You've come this far. You've been here before and lost. Now you're here, and you got it across the board. You won, and what some people would say was the best contest they've ever seen in a World Cup ever. Why not retire? He said, "I'm gonna keep going."
Well, because he said, "I want to play as a world champion now. I don't want this to be my last game because I want to be playing as champion of the world. Like, okay, I'm champion. We're world champions, but I want to now play some games as a world champion."
Yo, I mean,
yeah, I get it both ways.
Go for it. Go.
Yeah,
for it,
yeah. Like, I respect that you want to play as a champion, but like, how crazy would it be if this was your last game?
I would walk off, bro. I would walk off, and then as long as the situation isn't defunct at PSG because of this, I feel like
where are you going?
Like, I mean, I'm sure Mbappe's probably mad.
Wait, so what are you trying to say about PSG?
The situation being defunct at PSG. I'm saying, in an ideal scenario, if I'm Messi, okay, I just won the World Cup. Right. I'm going to retire from international. Go back to Paris.
Yeah.
I mean, for crying out loud, between you and Mbappe, I mean, no one's saying who's the best player, but you at this point you would say if you've seen two players almost single-handedly get their clubs or their teams to a World Cup final,
right?
And Neymar arguably did the best he could. Like, we'll put it this way: these three players, Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, all three of them almost single-handedly drug their teams to where they got in the World Cup, and they all of them only lost because penalty shootouts, and it was because of players on their teams that weren't, let's just say, didn't have what it took to convert a penalty. Like, Brazil went out because Rodrigo couldn't convert a penalty. Right. France didn't win because, was it Coman and Tchouaméni? Couldn't, and whoever else couldn't convert. Like, that's the only. So it's like you guys in the form you're in right now, you could go back and you could win Champions League.
Absolutely.
Unless the club's now defunct, because maybe Mbappe's like, nah, I'm not. I don't want to be a team player. I don't want to be a team player. You're fired. You're off the team. I mean, I hope that doesn't happen, because I would say it would be nice if Paris would win Champions League, and then he could just quit European as well. Go out all the way on top.
Yeah, so I hope that. Obviously he comes back to Paris and they have a good relationship with everybody. I don't, and then they're able to pull it all together and win Champions League. I want to say, like, just speaking about Kylian Mbappe, like, all the stuff that he stands up for, like, outside of football, he was like, no, I'm not holding the Budweiser. I'm not showing the Budweiser logo because I don't believe in, like, these alcoholic drinks, whatever. I'm not going to go all these photo shoots with these betting companies because it's not cool for the kids to see this, blah, 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 blah. Like, all that's amazing as far as, like, being a 23-year-old and being able to stand up for what you actually believe in. But I think it's cool. I hope that you're right. Like, Messi comes back, Mbappe comes back, they can get along well.
I know Neymar's happy for him.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just Mbappe who played for the French team. Like, that's a pretty stacked. There's a lot of French boys on that team, but I hope that it'd be amazing if they could win Champions League this year. That would be something else. But also, like, one more quick thing about Mbappe, we brought this up. Like, he didn't have a great 2 knockout games. He was great in the group stage. Knockout stages, he was, like, not really around. And France, as a team, like, had to kind of step up. France was nowhere to be found yesterday, and like you said, Mbappe literally dragged them to penalty kicks to fight for their fate, which they obviously couldn't do. But
Well, and I think what the thing is, a lot of people say, because there was a virus going through the French camp,
right.
A lot of people say that like a lot of the players were playing sick, and that's why they look so lethargic and off. So, yeah. I mean, it is what it is, though. I mean, there's a date, there's an appointment. If I feel like the only way you could get out of it is that the whole team was sick and couldn't compete. Then they might say like, okay, we'll reschedule. Yeah. Or maybe they would just say it's a forfeit. Like, I don't know. But either way, I mean, what Mbappe did for France, I feel like, like who gets a hat trick in a World Cup final?
In a World Cup at the age of 23
against Argentina at 23. Yeah. Like who does that? Like I think they were showing the stats. Like the only person that has more World Cup goals than him currently playing at least is Messi. And it's one.
That's not gonna last. Yeah, and that's not.
Yeah, and it's one more goal.
Yeah.
But then just to finish the thought I was saying, like if I was Messi, like I feel like I really hope like if he goes to Major League Soccer, like I consider that retirement.
Yeah, same.
But like I feel like I mean not to.
I don't want him to.
I mean, as if I was looking out for his best interest, I would want him to, and this is the only reason why.
Okay.
I'm not saying he can't continue at a high level. I'm just saying like there's a certain point, and maybe everyone thought it was last season when he went to PSG and he had to drop off with like 6 goals or something in the season or something. They're like, okay, this is it. He bounced back. When you look at Ronaldo, he like you would say he started to decline when he left Real Madrid, right? He went to Juventus. He still won a few things, but like the decline was in fact in progress, and now he's regressed a lot. And I'm like, this is going to happen, and now like the optics around him, like people are like, oh yeah, he's not as good as he used to be. Well, of course he's not. Like you're going to get worse, but like people have recency bias. It starts to affect your legacy, and then like there's like stats that look bad, which I mean I get it, you can play for the love of the game, but if I was his advisor, I'm like, okay, you just did it all. You don't want people to start seeing you have bad seasons. Like, oh yeah, like, or God forbid, don't go back to Barcelona because, if it doesn't work out, if it works out, it's like, okay, well, it's Barcelona. Like, what do you expect? Like, it's one of the best teams in the world, of course. If it doesn't work out, you're now being ridiculed and you're a part of the problem. If you just retire or go to a league that's not competitive, it's like, yeah, like he literally left on his own terms at the top, no dispute, and no one can say anything. It's like, oh yeah, you go play in Major League Soccer and like say you say it doesn't pan out in Miami. Who cares? Like you didn't go to Miami to prove anything. You went to Miami because the weather's nice and David Beckham's offering you 60 million a season.
Right.
That's just my thoughts. Like I get it. I just feel like you have nothing else to prove. Why try to continue to prove? Like you've done it. You've literally done everything you need to do. I don't know if that's why you're in it. Like I know you want to win a World Cup, but I don't know if like your goal was like to win everything and be done. But I just feel like I wish. That's all. I'm not going to say anything else about it. Just I wish that's what you would do.
So I have a question. So because right now he holds the Copa, the World Cup, and if he were to win Champions League, he would have all 3 of those at the same time. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, leave. That's great. What if though he doesn't win Champions League? Do you think that he should, like this season? Do you think that he stays in Paris, or you still want him to just go to Miami? Because he has that third year contract.
To him. Yeah. If he doesn't win the Champions League with Paris
this season,
yeah, I would stay another season and try to win it if
you would.
If the circumstances allowed for it,
yeah. I guess it depends on
winning the Champions League with a team that's never won the Champions League, I feel like would also be, a nice feather to add to throw into the hat. So, but like ideally, you would win it this season, so you could just say like all of this happened in the same cycle.
Yeah, like and then he wins the 8th Ballon d'Or.
He what?
then he wins the 8th Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's a debate. That's a debate for another day. But maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that already on Instagram. It's circulating like 8th Ballon d'Or. I'm like, oh, geez, this is already.
Yeah. I mean, it's not out of the. It's not out of the conversation, but
it's really not, because player of the tournament at the World Cup obviously is changed at Paris. He's having a much better season. But yeah, there's a long way to go for that, and we can have this conversation some other time.
Yeah, that's a conversation. That's a conversation for another day. But the point is, I would still want him to win.
I do too.
And so yeah, we shall see.
I don't want him to leave until he wins the Champions League. I want it to either be this season or he picks up a third-year contract option. It's his choice, and he says, "Yeah, I'll stay for one more year." If they don't win it this year, then they win it the next year, and then he's out. But we'll see how that goes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess last thing to bring up. So, award ceremony. Giving out the medals, sneaking little kisses with the trophy. Emi Martinez presented with the Golden Glove, and he bangs it. He bangs the glove. He hollowed it out and banged it on stage. One of the I don't know what the proper term is, but one of the guys there with the little headgear looked horrified in the background of the picture that's been circulating.
Yeah, you sent me that. Yeah.
Why did he do that? Why would he do that?
Grace and I were obviously watching that as soon as this happened. She was like, "I'm so embarrassed," and it was like the most embarrassing thing. Like that's like the pinnacle of your career, your life thus far, and you go and do that. I mean, the sad thing is, it wasn't the first time. He did that at Copa also when he won. It wasn't as drastic. Yeah,
he banged it. He banged the glove.
Yeah, very similar to what he did. Like you could look it up right now and find it. But yeah, it's embarrassing, man. It's so embarrassing.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay, I didn't know that. Now that I know that he did it at the Copa, I mean, I kind of get it. If that's like his thing.
Yeah, but it's still.
Yeah, I see him.
You see it? Okay.
I see you, boy. I see you.
Like, come on, you're grown up at this point. Like you just won the World Cup. That's what people are going to remember right now.
Yeah, I mean it's a hilarious picture though. It's a good picture.
Yeah, the guy's face behind him was hilarious.
Yeah, he was horrified.
And then the last thing I want to ask. Wait, so what's up with this dog? It's not your dog.
No, it's Kaylee's mom's dog.
Okay.
They're in Vegas, so we're dog sitting. She's trying to sneak out the room. She thinks she wants to eat.
All right. No, last thing I can't remember actually. Luis Scaloni, the coach for Argentina, coming out of nowhere, like the assistant to the assistant to the under 20s. I mean, come on. If nobody knows the story, basically, obviously, Argentina had hired Jorge Sampaoli, which we thought was going to be a good idea. Didn't work out well. I think it was a 3-year contract. They fired him after like 6 months. Had to still pay him. Argentina Football Federation has no money, so they're like, "Well, we still got to pay this guy." Yeah, I mean, Messi's been known to pay the bills for the security detail, but so they pick up this assistant coach so they could pay him on the cheap. I hope that he goes on and gets he did it big twice. So I just hope that he, I feel like there's a lot in his future, and just. So much love for that guy coming out of nowhere and bringing us a Copa and a World Cup.
Yeah. He should retire. Just retire.
He's done now too. Yeah.
Just walk away. Because I guess not. I guess now he shouldn't retire. He definitely shouldn't retire. I mean,
he's like 44. He's the youngest coach in the World Cup.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I mean, if we're calling a spade. I mean, this was Messi's last World Cup, right? Or do you think? Do you think? Okay, because I'm like, I mean, if we're being honest, I mean, Argentina might have a shot next turn, but him as a coach, he could probably go wherever he wants to go and find the best talent and be able to do something. Maybe he goes and coaches PSG. Nah, Galtier's doing a pretty good job.
He is doing a really good job. But no, I mean, I hope that I know it's not all about money, but I do hope that he gets a paycheck soon. I mean, stay with the Argentine national team as long as you want, but then go and get that paycheck.
Go get it.
You deserve it because you're not getting paid at Argentina.
Man, you will hire him.
Ooh, that would be very contradictory to my belief system.
Man City could hire him.
That'll be better when Pepsi's out his contract.
Yeah. But I like when those things happen where it's like it's a household name. like not like a superstar that can get the job done for their national team.
Yeah,
and in a convincing way, playing the way he wanted to.
Yeah,
he even gave Dybala minutes.
So, that was amazing to see Dybala run up in there and then score his pen.
Yeah, he did his part. Shout out to Paul.
Yeah, no shame. He can hold his head high.
Yeah, he played a part in the World Cup. It was only a few minutes, but the penalty.
That's what mattered. Huge. Yeah, as we obviously saw against. Yeah. Also, shout out to Julian Alvarez, that kid.
Yeah. Yeah, he did his part. It's just
4
Martinez,
goals.
Lautaro that didn't do his part, man. It broke my heart. Messi was hugging him a lot after the game though. So he must have did something, right?
Yeah, I mean he had a hit or miss here and there. He had some good moments. He had some good moments. Hey, at the end of the day, the World Cup is coming to Argentina, so
that's
happy with everyone there. Yeah,
Lautaro Martinez is a World Cup champion.
He's a World Cup champion.
It's not like he didn't do anything. He just didn't.
No, he scored. He
just didn't score some sitters in the final. But
chances he had. Yeah.
People have done worse.
Still bring him on. You take him anywhere, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like his stock. Like in my opinion, his stock didn't go down. Like a lot of people can't score in a final. It's not.
Yeah.
It's like when the stakes, like in most games, the stakes, like this is my last take, and then I probably got to run because I saw the appointment that I got to get ready for. Most people don't have what it takes to score in a final, and that's okay. Most of the games you play aren't finals, and you'll score in those games, and that's like it's like 90% like throughout a league play in Italy, like the 38 games that you play, none of those are finals. So guess what? There's no problem. Champions League, there's only one. Like you in a calendar year, you only play about 1 to 2 finals.
If you're lucky too.
If you're lucky, yeah. So it's like, and to win trophies, I mean, you only you just have to score one goal. Anyway, yeah. The point I'm making is like I don't think he's any worse off for not scoring those chances.
Totally. No.
Like the expectation is that you don't score in a final. The exception is scoring in the final.
Yeah.
And that's why it was Di Maria and Messi. You have 2 people that could score in a final.
And Mbappe.
Oh, and then Mbappe could score 3 for another team. Yeah. Which, I mean, he's already...
Yeah, proven himself. All right. Oh, that's amazing. That's the shot right there.
Tell everybody hi. All right, bro. Well, congratulations again. Enjoy Switzerland. Hold your head high. Get that new Argentina kit with the added
as soon as it launches.
As soon as it comes out, because it's gonna. Well, dude, this is the thing. I don't know. So I don't know how I can't remember, because I know that when Germany won it in 2014, like they put it out shortly after they won.
Yeah, it came right out.
And then they sold out, and then the next time you could get it was when they came out with like their next shirt for like the qualifiers. So it's like to get like the same one that they wore in the tournament with the extra star. Right. Like I feel like that's always the hard one to get, because then it's like the next jersey they release will just have it in that
new
standard.
Edition. So, okay, got it.
So that's the hard one.
Honestly, I'm just happy to get one with 3 stars. If it's the next one, fine, but I hope it's this one, and I hope it's the authentic too. I don't want the replica. I want to have the authentic.
Yeah, dude, the replica is trash, man. Yeah. So I'll keep my eyes open too if I see it. When I see it, I'll snag one. But
and I'll just say that would be amazing.
All right then. Well,
everyone.
Later, guys.